Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Clarissa Burt. And I hope I pronounced your name right.
Perfectly,
Hello.
perfectly.
Welcome to the show. And I'm so happy that you said yes to the interview today. So
Thank you.
happy. Mm, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely, Caroline. So my name is Clarissa Burt. I'm the founder and CEO of In the Limelight Media. I've done many things in my life, and so some of the things that I really, really love the most are obviously the media group, the book that I hope we will speak about a little bit today called The Self-Esteem Regime. I'm very passionate about women and the position and the condition of women globally. I'd like to be able to think that just through some great work through personal development, self-improvement, self-esteem, we can all help each other rise. Yeah. And so that's a great passion of mine. And so that's kind of where I am. I'm starting to create now retreats and events for women so that they can come and learn all of the different tools and resources and the 4 pillars of self-esteem and the things that will help them navigate this thing that we call life.
Wow. I feel inspired already by you. And you know what? I feel loved because you care so much for women.
Yeah, I do. I
Mm.
really do care a lot about women. I think that we are, collectively, we are really a force. We are a great power. We are a great heart. There are a lot of women around the world that are doing amazing things, helping other women that really need help. I'm very passionate about women not being in toxic relationships, not being subjected to violence of any kind. And so this is something that's very, very important to me also. We do talk about the importance of these things also in my book. And my book really is not, you're not going to read, Caroline, about self-esteem. You're going to do the work for self-esteem.
Mm.
So in my first chapter of the self-esteem regime, it's release. So let go of all the things that we were told were true, or the things that are not working for us in our life, the things that are not serving us because maybe the people that told us from our past were not really well informed, or it just doesn't work for us in our lives. So we go out and we release some of the things that are especially the toxic things. And the second chapter is rebuild. So we start from ground zero and we rebuild the life that we want to have, the way we want to have it, with whom we want to have it, and with creating goals and mindset, through mindset, being able to achieve exactly what it is, the life that we want to live, not the life we were told we need to live. So this is also a very important thing for me.
I absolutely love this, and I recognize myself in the period of rebuild. You said rebuild, and can you tell me the difference between you can do this? The difference between self-esteem and self-confidence.
Well, self-esteem is the overall arching how we are feeling about ourselves at all times. So self-esteem is, and another really great part about self-esteem that I love to talk about is this. It's self-esteem,
Mhm,
self-esteem. It's
mhm.
not what everybody else thinks about me esteem, right? Because what everybody else thinks about me is not my business. It's
Mhm.
not my business. This was one of the most difficult lessons that I had to learn. Self-confidence is the way you present yourself. It's the way you
Mm.
connect with yourself. It's the way you treat yourself. Also, it's the way you. So my 4 pillars of self-esteem, for example, first one is look good. And somebody said to me, "Well, that doesn't seem very much like self-esteem." Well, it's the way it's the pride that we take in ourselves when we know we are looking good. Doesn't mean we have to be, fantastic every day, but we know that we have pulled together, we've taken care of ourselves. We know that we're going out the front door, and when we're feeling good about the way we look, most things are going to fall into place. A lot of things will fall into place because we have that confidence behind. So confidence is confidenza. It's with trust. Right. So if you go back to Latin, or I speak Italian. So confidenza, right, is with trust. I trust in myself. I trust the way I feel. I trust how I relate with other people. I trust in me. So that is where confidence kind of has its own little, it's all a part of it. We could say self-awareness, we could say, all the different things, but when we say self-confidence, it's because I trust in myself. I have that. Self-esteem is overarching. It's everything that we are. It's looking good. It's feeling good. It's making sure we're taking care of our bodies, that we have enough self-care. It's all of the other, it's diet, it's exercise, it's nutrition, it's our wellness, it's also psychologically how we are being and treating ourselves. It's knowing when to create the boundaries in our life and teaching other people how we will and will not be treated. So this is something that people think that, oh, you have to be so angry to create the boundary and to tell people. No, you can do this with ease, with joy, and with glory, and say to people in a very nice way if they have said something that maybe hurt your feelings, or they have done something that you don't approve of, and they've done it to you, right? You would want to correct that behavior, and you can do that in a very kind way. If someone responds to you and says, "Oh, come on, you get over yourself. You're crazy. That I was just kidding." Okay, for the first time, one time, okay, you let it go. But if it continues, you may have a toxic relationship on your hands. And so you must be careful who you allow into the inner circle. You must also be careful of who you're listening to, the books that you read, the news that you listen to and take in. These are all the things that you can create boundaries with. For example, news recently has really gotten to a point where all of the crazy things happening in the world, for me, especially for us here in the United States recently, have been very hard to handle. Every day there's something, not little, Caroline. There are major things every day. And a lot of these things, in my opinion, are not correct. They are completely wrong. So my blood pressure started to go crazy. 3 weeks ago, I took myself to the hospital, to the emergency room. Never had a problem with blood pressure in my life, ever. But my blood pressure was what they say, hypertensive crisis. So I knew that I had to be more careful about what I was taking in. I'm a very strong person, by the way. I had to really redirect where I was placing my attention. And this is what we do in all of the relationships in our life, with the relationship with ourselves, relationship with our husbands, our wives, our children, our bosses, our employees, our friends. So we must always be very, very mindful of the boundaries and how we want to be and how we want to take care of ourselves.
Oh, I absolutely love this. And now I understand the difference as well. Thank you so much. Self-esteem is maybe the word I was looking for, because someone told me about self-respect, but it was not really what she wanted to express. And now I think she was talking about self-esteem. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
for
And
sure.
what inspired you? Tell me.
What inspires me?
Yes, yes.
Here's where I have come to in my life, Caroline, and that is I want to be a better person tomorrow than I am today. And with all of the decisions that I make on a daily basis, and of course, life will trigger. Life will trigger you. Life will come along, and some days will be easy, and some days will be hard. Sometimes something really devastating will happen to you, and sometimes you'll have an easier day or an easier week, right? So we know that life ebbs and flows, and it does trigger us, right? So let's say we have, I use the weather analogy. We have a tornado coming in, or we have a very, very bad storm, right? And so if you're standing strong in your stead, much like a well-rooted tree, When the storm comes through, maybe you just lose a leaf. Maybe you just lose a branch, but you don't get uprooted with the storm and transported away because you have the tools in the shed at any given time. The tools, obviously, is an analogy for the work that you do on yourself, the reading that you do in personal development, the work that you do on personal development, the promises that you make to yourself for self-improvement, all of the things that when we go back to my book and we say release, we come back and we rebuild. That life that you want to live, the life that will make you happy is what you will start working on. And as you go through life and you read books like mine or many, many others that are in the same category, you have more knowledge, you have different tools now, you have different resources that you must say, oh, stop, hold on, I remember now. Okay, usually the old me would react with the daily demons, the ones that are in your ear, the ones that are negative, the ones that are bringing you back to your old way of being. The new you is going to remember all of the things that you read, all of the courses that you took, all of the classes that you took, all of the information, the documentaries, the positive films, even in cinema. There's some beautiful works that you can watch, and they will really inspire you. They will really motivate you. And this is where I spend my time. I don't go to movies. I don't watch horror. I don't watch war. I don't watch anything that I know is going to set me off balance. Also, because I am an empath. So I get really upset with those things. I have to keep myself in my world, knowing that there's a very difficult and sometimes a very disgusting world out there. But my life is going to be lounge music, essential oils, diffusing beautiful things in the air with my diffuser. It's going to be the friends that I enjoy being with. It's going to be non-toxic food. It's going to be, in my life, I make sure that I take care of those 4 aspects, those 4 pillars of self-esteem. I give back. And when we talk about giving back, Caroline, a lot of times people say, well, I don't have a lot of money. How can I give back? A smile, a compliment, helping someone hold the elevator for someone as they're running, hold the door on the bus for someone as you see, help a lady down the stairs with her baby carriage. There's so many little things that puts positive energy back into the universe, right? It puts it out into your life. So when you do that, it's a win-win. You feel good about it, they feel good about it. So it doesn't take lots of money to do the right thing. When you have a kind heart and a kind soul, this is sometimes most of the time it's really, for me, it's enough.
Yes. Wow. This is amazing. And some people don't see it, right? What they can give. I was one of those people, and then I discovered my what I can give, my gifts and talents. And this is also a question for you. What are your gifts and talents?
Yeah. For me, what are my gifts and talents? Well, one of the ones I've always had to work on was, the notion that all of us, I think, work on, Caroline, and that is, I'm not good enough. Who am I? I could never do that. I could never. And until I pushed through that as a young girl and then tried to do what I wanted to do and became wildly successful at what I wanted to do, I proved to myself that I can believe in myself. I can believe in myself. So that was one of the things, we hear a lot about, I am enough. You are enough. We are enough. Everybody is enough. Yes. But one day, Caroline, I went to the dictionary and I looked up the word enough. And the definition of enough is only as much as is required. So the definition of enough isn't enough. Okay. So the new mantra is now, I am so much more than enough. And that is very powerful. Remember, we have to be very careful what we tell our subconscious,
Yes.
because the subconscious will believe you.
Mhm.
If you put out to the universe, why am I always so unlucky? Why does nobody love me? Why do I not feel good enough? That's what the universe is going to give you back, because it's energy. If you put it out negative, negative comes back.
Mhm.
But if you ask the universe different questions, universe, how can I be a better person tomorrow than I am
Mhm.
today? Universe, how can I help the person? Universe, what are my next steps in my business? Universe, how can I get to that next step for, whatever it is that you want to do that, in your life? And, I know that what you want to do are good things. So the universe will answer you in kind. So that's really, really important. Be careful about, especially in our young children today, Caroline, and social media. There's a lot of comparing, and the comparing is very detrimental, because if you think, oh, I want to live the life of the Joneses. I want to live like the people next door. The grass is, you've heard this, I'm sure, the grass is always greener on the other side,
Yeah.
because it's your perception. Well, here's two things I say. The grass is always greener where you water it.
Mhm.
And is it really grass, or is it astroturf?
Yeah.
So is it fake,
Mhm.
right? Is it the perception that you think? So let's go back to social media. How much of social media that we all, but mostly our young children are looking at, that is totally fake? The
Mhm.
filters, the fake gurus, the Lamborghinis and the big villas. All, and I love that for everybody. If that's who
Mhm.
you are genuinely working really hard and you earn those things, I think that's amazing. If you have gone and rented the Lamborghini for one day so you can take pictures with it, it's not the same. So I just want everybody to be really, really mindful of those things, to not ever compare yourself to someone else,
Yeah.
because the universe and divine source knew exactly what they were doing when they created you. It is not in our power to question higher source. Be happy that you are you, work with what you have, and know that there's a reason that you were born into the body, into the family, into the existence that you were born into. I know that maybe my childhood wasn't the best. It wasn't the happiest. But I don't know that I would have written this book, or I would have considered this a manual, a mission, and a movement for me to teach other people about happy, healthy self-esteem, if my life was always perfect,
Mhm.
right? We have to go through the trials and tribulations in life to be able to get to a point where we can really share what it means to live happy, healthy self-esteem. And remember that it is our sacred duty, Caroline, to do the work, to work on our personal development every day, our self-improvement every day, for the relationship to ourself and the relationship to others.
Absolutely, I agree. And I also know that the right people will receive this message. And I am the first one. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah, I felt addressed, if I can, if I can say this. You spoke to me. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
yes,
And I
of
have
course.
one last question
Yeah.
for you. And this is when people reach out to you, the
Mhm.
other people, after listening to the episode, do you have a special offer, or what can they expect? What can they help you with?
Well, absolutely, it's very kind. Thank you very much. I just really would love everybody to you find me on social, and that's Clarissa Burt pretty much anywhere. I think Clarissa Burt Official on Facebook. Everything else is Clarissa Burt. I love all of your your intentions, your prayers, your thoughts, your ideas. I'm working on another book now, so if there are any new ideas, that would be great. And the book can be found anywhere on Amazon. Again, it is the Self-Esteem Regime. You're not going to read about self-esteem. It's 12 chapters, and in each chapter, it's like a microcosm. You're going to work on each thing as you go. And then maybe a year from now, you'll read it again and work on new things, because maybe you're not ready just yet for every message, but you will receive the messages that you were supposed to receive at any given time.
Yes, I see this. And also, as we change 1 year from now, the book doesn't change, but we change as the
Yes.
person. Then the message is different. That
And
the
we're,
message.
and we're ready. Sometimes we're not always ready for certain messages. I learn things every day. So, yeah. Thank you, Caroline.
Oh, thank you so much. It was amazing. I love to listen to you, and I will re-listen to it again, of course, because there were so many nuggets in it. Thank you so much, and
Yeah.
see you in the next episode.
Thank you.